What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, salute to Brian Norman Jr. and to Devin Haney for this fight is set for November. Salute to them for making this fight happen, especially to Devin Haney, because Devin Haney, as we know, is moving up, and Jerron Boots Ennis is going to 154. So pretty much 147 is wide open for Brian Norman Jr. Now, the way I see this fight, we look at Devin Haney's last fight and people are thinking, you know, he's washed. This is his new style. He's going to run. I don't see him as washed because he's moving, okay? His sharpness is still there. Speed is there. You know, his accuracy is still there. And I know people are, you know, complaining already, saying that they hope he doesn't fight Brian Norman this way. Well, for one, we know that Brian Norman can bang. We know that Brian Norman is in a position right now to be that guy at 147. Now, anybody with common sense knows if Haney stands there and tries to bang with Brian Norman Jr., he's going to sleep. You have to be stupid to think that he's going to stand there and fight the way you want him to fight. Okay, this is for Devin Haney. If he can outbox him and pull off the win, I say fuck all these people talking about, oh, he ran, whatever. I say the hell with those people. Go in there and fight your fight. You win. I don't care what the fuck people say. Like I said, fighters got a line to cut the ring off. Okay, you win. You're that guy at 147. Now, does it mean he beats every single person at 147? You only know when you enter the ring and fight. But the fact that he made this fight happen, because 147 needs something. And with Jerron not being there, I mean, who else is there? Right? So, Brian Norman Jr., you know, and Devin Haney making this fight happen at 147. 147 needs this because there's no real names left. Now, should Haney win this fight, this does wonders for him at 147 pounds. It really does. Now, should Brian Norman go in there and knock Devin Haney out, the flip side to that, okay, the hypocritical side to that is, you know, like example, him and, you know, his father and Bill Haney always going back and forth. But what you can't do is talk about Devin Haney. He like try to take his credit away from what he's accomplished and try to shit on his resume just to turn around. And then if Brian Norman wins, act like he did something special when you guys are sitting here, you know, downplaying what he's accomplished already. So, you know, and let me say this for the record, okay? I don't care what Brian Norman Sr. says. I don't care what Bill Haney says. I don't even care what the fighters say. It's all about what they do. And all of this talk about Devin Haney being better than Floyd and Sugar Ray and all that. All right, look, people opinions are their opinions. Do I agree with it? No. In terms of accomplishments, and he did this and that at an early age, and then, okay, if he wants to go that route, that's fine. Do I think Devin Haney could beat Floyd? Fuck no. Do I think he could beat Sugar Ray? Fuck no. And this isn't to take anything away from Devin Haney, but I don't think Haney beats either one of them. By no stretch of the mind do I see Devin Haney beating any one of those guys. Okay? That's irrelevant, though. Just wanted to get that out the way, because people always ask you those questions because somebody says something in an interview. Okay? The reality is he can only fight the guy that's in front of him, and that's where the focus needs to be. Okay? If he goes in there and fight his fight, he might win. If he goes in there and stands there and tries to fight stupidly to make you guys ooh and ah, he gets knocked the fuck out. You know, we know that's not his fight to stand there and bang. Why would he? And especially going up in weight, why would he? Now, I'm interested to see, does he punch harder at 147 pounds, being less drained? That can happen a lot of times. with fighters, you know, they at the smaller weights, they have respectable power, but they're draining themselves, so they're never at full strength. Now, at 147, I'm interested to see what his what effects his punches have at 147, because that was my concern for him as far as thinking about him going forward. Man, 147 might be too much for him, because you can outbox guys, but if it's a matter of they're just too strong and just hit too hard, which I believe Jerron Boots Ennis would have knocked out Devin Haney. I believe Jerron beats all of those guys at 147, Brian Norman included. But this is what 147 needed. And eventually, Brian Norman is going to wind up going to 154 as well. He's a big fucking welterweight. He's not a small welterweight, man. He's a big welterweight. So he might end up going up to 154 as well. At some point, I believe he will. But right now, this is what 147 needs. So now, instead of bitching and complaining about how Devin's going to fight and predicting a boring fight and all this kind of goofy shit, hey, just be glad that it's a fight at 147 pounds. This shit can go the distance. It can end in one round. It can end mid-fight. Whatever. Who knows? You know, but we got to fight at 147 pounds. Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.